Good morning, Overture friends. It's Victoria with Overture Arboretum. I'm coming to you with another Make It Monday. Today we're going to do DIY bookmarks. So I'm going to show you a little bookmark thing that's really cool that you can do with a laminator if you have one. Laminators are really inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon. You can get smaller ones. And it's good to laminate. It's fun to laminate. You can do lots of different documents with lamination, and then I will show you how to do a bookmark this way. So what you're gonna need is a laminator, like I said. So I have one over here. You're gonna need laminating sheets. You're going to need a hole punch. And then you'll need some ribbon or something of some sort to put a little tassel on your bookmark at the end if you'd like to. I bought a bookmark set on Amazon for my residence, so they came with the little tassels that you can see here. But you don't have to, you can just do string or ribbon or something like that on the end of it if you don't want to buy the little tassels. But on Amazon, I bought a whole pack. It's got like all these different bookmarks in it. And then it comes with a whole bag of tassels for you to be able to make your own bookmarks with, you know, markers or anything like that. So my residents will be doing that on Saturday. But right now I'm going to tell you about the bookmark that we're doing with the laminator today. So I also have books here. I have 3 large books. And underneath those books are flowers. So I went around Overture Arboretum and I picked a couple of the flowers that we have out there, as well as some of the leaves that we have. So right now, this has been sitting here for about 10 minutes on top of the flowers. I have 3 books on top of there, and then underneath, I'll show you. Underneath my books, which are very heavy, I have a paper towel with my flowers. So I'm currently trying to press them a little bit. This guy right here, he's a little fatter than I want, so I'm actually gonna take his stem off. I tried it earlier and his little stem made it really difficult. So we're just gonna sit here for a second and let those kind of flatten a little bit. So again, you're gonna want paper towels, and then you'll put your flowers in between the paper towels so they don't get all their gunky on your books. And then there you go. So you'll just push on it, let it sit for a little while to kind of flatten those out. If you want to, you can also just do like the leaves, which makes it even easier because those are already most likely gonna be pretty flat. So you're gonna flatten out your flowers. And then once your flowers are pretty flat, and I'm gonna do 2 different ones to show you. And you can do them overnight too. You want to put your flowers inside of your laminating sheet. So let's see how we can do that. So I'm gonna put multiple on here. And I'm gonna kind of reverse the camera and hold it so you can kind of see it. All right, so here's my laminating sheet. Here's my flowers that I got this morning. So I'm gonna do a couple different ones, and you can do them however you want. So I'm gonna try like that. There we go. For one, and then I'm just gonna do a couple of leaves like that for the other. So we've got this bookmark and this bookmark. So my little guy here is not as flat as I would like him to be, but we're gonna see how it works with the laminator. I think these guys are gonna work a little bit better because they're already pretty flat. So you just cover it with your laminating sheet, and we're gonna put it through the laminator. So, here's my laminator. And I apologize, I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna put, if you've never used a laminator before, you're gonna put the sealed side in first, and of course make sure that it stays hot, and you just feed it through. So I suggest holding on to it just to make sure it's taut. And I also, if you have bulkier flowers, I suggest putting them at the end so that it's easier for your laminator to push out any air. Because with the bulkier flowers, it does seem to crinkle a little bit. I also suggest drying out your flowers, but this is what it looks like after. So they are stuck in there, just like that. And you can see it's a little bit crinkly, but it's actually not bad. My first trial, let me show you my first trial. This is what happened on my first trial. It did not work as well. It's very, very crinkly. It's not super tight. So there's a lot of air in there. You can see it just completely. So I suggest doing the bigger ones at the opening and the more flat stuff there. Or, like I said, you can go ahead and dry them out. And that basically is just doing exactly what I said to do as far as putting them in between the napkins, but then just leaving them there for a few days and letting them just sit under the books and dry out and flatten quite a bit. But I think even with fresh flowers, it still looks really good. It's just you're gonna have a little bit more moisture in your little bookmark, but it's not gonna cause any harm. So now that we're done with the laminator, I'm gonna take this and I'm actually going to cut these. And I'm gonna use my X-Acto knife, but you can use pretty much whatever you'd like. And you're just gonna cut them into strips. But you're gonna make sure that you're going pretty far away from the actual leaf, because you don't wanna open that seal that's in there. I highly suggest scissors. It definitely would be a lot easier. My scissors have seemed to disappear. Okay, and there you have it. So I'm gonna make mine, I'm gonna cut this top and bottom portion off a little bit, just so it's a little bit smaller. But that's basically it. You're just gonna go and grab whatever you'd like to put in your bookmark. So flowers, you can put other things in there too if you'd like. I've seen people do like pennies, which seems like it would be really heavy, but it seemed to work. So you can definitely do that. And then you just cut it down to bookmark size, just like that. And you're gonna pop a little hole into the top and then string through your ribbon or your tassel or whatever it is that you have to put on the top. And there you have it, a translucent, beautiful bookmark. And you can also do things like putting ribbons, and you can border it. Just putting the ribbon actually in the lamination sheet when you're doing this is really cool. We'll also do this one. You can also make cards like this, which is really cool. All you have to do is laminate what you want. And then you just basically cut it out like this and you add it to the front or the inside of your card, and it just makes it look really cool. You can also put like a paper inside of your laminator sheet and then put the flowers on it, and write something on your sheet and then just laminate the whole thing together and just hand it to somebody, kind of like a postcard or something like that. Make little tags. I love the laminator. Okay, so there's that cutout, and let me show you that side. So I'm just gonna pop a little hole. I'm gonna do it up here. Again, try not to do it too close because you'll kind of pop that seal. I also suggest putting it through a couple times if you don't feel like the seal has really gotten solid. Mine's pretty good, but if you need to run it through the laminator one more time, it's totally fine to do that. And then you just wrap your little guy in there, and there is your bookmark. So let's put it in one of our books, and it just sits right there. And there's your bookmark with your little tassel. So that is it. Super duper easy, especially if you have a laminator. Obviously, that's gonna be the key to it. But again, the steps to it are grab your favorite flowers or leaves or something like that from your garden or from your walk that you do for the day. You press them, so put them in between napkins or paper towels or something like that, and put books on them. You can do it for a short amount of time. Just keep in mind that there's gonna be more moisture in it, or you can do it overnight and kind of dry them out a little bit more and flatten them a little bit more, which I highly suggest. And then you just stick it into a laminating sheet, however you would like that to be, and design it how you want, and then you just roll it through the laminator. Cut it down to a bookmark size. Take your little hole punch, make a hole punch in the top, and then add a little tassel or a little ribbon or whatever you like, and there you go. You've got yourself a really cool nature bookmark. So